Hi guys, welcome back to Brew Season 2. I am your host, Maria, and welcome back to a podcast where I talk about the magical and unmagical lessons that I am learning in my 20s via dark humor, messing up, a little angst, and most importantly, talking shit. Go ahead and grab your cup, your choice of brew, and let's get it going. This might look like a coffee mug, but it is my wine mug for today, so I'll drink to that. Welcome to 2024. I will admit that my hiatus can be quite long, but here I am. Here she is. Let's get this going. I am so excited for this season. As y'all can see, I have a new logo for this season. I'm gonna shout out to Yonaka Studio. Found her on Etsy. I'm gonna tag her down below. And yeah, I'm just so excited. Like the vibes, like new year, new me. I was watching one of my favorite like girlies who's on YouTube, Kyla Shea. She said how do I say this? She had said that she follows the mentality of, sure, January is new year, new me, but my year doesn't start till February. And I felt that because in January, you're really only like getting yourself comfortable with the idea of what you want the year to look like, what's working. I feel like January is a really good month to just like try everything, go crazy, and then see what sticks and what doesn't stick to kind of like set the theme for the rest of the year. That being said, what did I do in January? I think in January, it was a rough start to the year because at the end of December, like New Year, Christmas time, I was really sick. Like nasty sick. Then I was like cured for a good week or two. But then my boyfriend and I went to Austin for an anime convention in Austin, and it snowed. Like it was barely about to snow, but if it's gonna snow, it's that cold, right? And then we got nasty sick again. He got it a lot worse. A lot worse. I will not go into details, but he got it a lot worse. And I just been sick. But the gym and me, we're like, I wouldn't say we're frenemies. I would say we're more like trying to get to know one another. Like, hey, like flirting with each other. But you know, it's getting done. It's not getting done at the consistency that I want. Like I have some coworkers that go 5 times a week. I'm not doing that, but she's doing something and we acknowledge progress here. I'll drink to that. Another thing I did to bring in the year is I did a vision board. I have it posted right. I'm pointing at my laptop. I have it posted like right there as my background. I also have it on my iPad. Let me see if I can give y'all a snippet. Give me a second. Here she is. It's not going to like transfer properly because of the lighting. But basically we have classic celebrities from Mexico, beautiful women, gem ladies. We have cute quotes like I trust in myself, I am protected and guided by angels, work on you for you. That in itself is a whole other episode that I will get into eventually. I radiate goddess energy. I am divine. I am a luxury. I am a dream girl. Yes, ma'am. I got baddies here with outfits. Got a Coach baggy wine because Maria discovered wine this past couple weeks. I really wouldn't drink it as much, or like I would drink it, but I wouldn't buy myself a wine bottle. And now I do. Roscato per. But my point is, vision boards, I think also would be, it's really good to have them done like end of January to see like where you're going, what you want to do. I have a lot of like gym girly stuff here and like cute outfits and like money, because personally I want to dress up more, have more fun fashion wise. This might sound problematic, but this is not the intention. Just hear me out. I am a technically plus size, mid-size girly. So a struggle here with my fashion journey, fashion path, is that the clothes either won't button up or won't zip up. And that's hard, you know, because you're kind of, I don't even want to say you're limited, it's just a lot more difficult because I follow plus size girlies like influencers on Instagram and they make it work. So it's kind of like I don't have an excuse, but I just wish it wasn't so mentally like, wow, this is hard and I feel like I'm struggling more. Because like, if you're new here, I used to be a stick with a big head. I grew into my head for reference. So, you know, there's new challenges that are challenges for me, but it's nothing too crazy. Like literally, I'll be fine. I'm fine. I am fine. Period. But you know, it's a lot of things are a mental game. Like that's a mental game. The gym is a mental game. Discipline is a mental game. And I'm gonna get into that right now. I actually think that was the topic of today, but I just got so comfortable with y'all that I forgot about what my topic focus was. But let's get into it, shall we? So, as you might have guessed, I struggle with discipline, and I will tell you today that I am an aspiring disciplined person, because it doesn't click. No, it's not even that it doesn't click. At one point it's hard to be disciplined. At another point is I'm too lazy to be disciplined. So you're gonna have to meet yourself in the middle. Okay, you have to meet yourself in the middle. But I have personal goals for this year that I want to really accomplish, and I'm not going to share them only because I don't want to jinx myself. But do know she has her goals. Podcast goals though. Hey, that's y'all, that's us. I do want to grow the podcast. And that involves being disciplined and showing up for y'all more, and like, you know, being here and not going on hiatus so often. I think that something that also clicked while I was on hiatus was the purpose on why I started this podcast to begin with. As some of y'all might know, is I was going through a chapter in my life where I had recently been dealing with really difficult mental health situations that caused for a lot of people in my life to go like separate from me. And that in itself was traumatic because these were the people that promised that whenever it got bad, they'd be there, you know? But if you want to hear about that trauma dump episode, it's one of the first ones of season 1. But anyways, so during that time, I felt really alone, and I really just wanted to be able to connect with someone because I feel like my experience was so unique and so different that I couldn't like relate to others about it. I would go to like, I guess, group therapy. I guess it was group therapy. I would go to like group events or group therapies, stuff like that. But I couldn't separate myself from the feeling of being othered, you know? Like, I have this problem and I need to be fixed. I need to be healed. I need to be fixed so I can like be back within society and mainstream. And you know what I'm saying? So when I started the first season or the first episode even of this podcast, I shared where I was at during that time. And you know, a couple years later, here I am, and I'm like, wow, what I was trying to do then was build a community of like reaching out to others, like, hey, if you feel like life is shitty, if you feel like things suck, if you make way too many unalive jokes that to you are jokes but others like are concerned for you but you're really just joking, like I could relate to that, you know. I've made friends like that who are still like in my life now, where we just make light jokes out of our trauma, but like we are so close because at the end of the day we are there for each other. But I feel less alienated or bad about what I've been through because I can connect with someone and we can like laugh about it. And that might sound really fucked up, but I did say I talk about dark humor here. So don't say you weren't warned. But yeah, so one of my goals this year for this podcast is for us to build a community, you know. It's gonna look like me posting more. Hopefully we can all interact together and just be like, hey, what's up? I see you, what's up? And just being there for each other, because at that, like 2019 Maria just wanted to be seen, acknowledged, and told that it gets better. You're not by yourself, you're not alone. And to just keep going. Even if it means you're going forward out of spite. Because that helped me get really a lot further than I thought I was going to be. So I would want this to be that to someone else. Someone that's going through similar things. Someone that at one point was a little Maria that was young and was like, what the fuck am I doing? With a sprinkle of trauma. The trauma isn't necessary, let me clarify that. You don't have to have gone through traumatic shit to be part of the community, but I just want you to feel that even if you have or haven't, you don't have to do this shit by yourself. That's what it is. So, mwah, welcome. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Do y'all like my cardigan? I think there's strawberries, but it works for Valentine's and for February, so let me know. But ultimately, I do want to say thank you so much for y'all's ongoing support. It's been a ride, but I'm so happy that we can go with it together. Y'all have seen me grow, I have seen y'all grow, and you know, I can't wait for us to grow more together this year. So let's keep it going. So you know how I was talking about discipline? Okay, so basically my YouTube algorithm, or like people I follow, a lot of it is self-development, self-improvement, mental health, gym stuff, like soft life, beauty stuff. I'm going into art stuff too. And the common theme here is one YouTuber that I follow, whose name is Truthless, and he developed this AI thing, which I think is hilariously good. Why? Because, you know, when you have your personal goals and you know you want to get them done, but you at the end of the day don't get them done, because it's not that you don't care, it's that life started lifing and you're like, okay, I'll get to that goal later, right? Like things like that. But with his AI website that I'm gonna link down below, it's really funny, because I think I had put something about I want to lose X amount of pounds, right? And I was gonna mention that as a goal because it's like an easy goal that you can see the significance of the website. So okay, I want to lose X amount of pounds, right? So then you put that in, and then the AI thing, it starts making like different scenarios, like an inverse situation. What happens if you do it? What happens if you don't do it? But in a very like dark humor type of way too. I think I have put, I'm gonna lose X amount, I want to lose X amount of pounds, but I don't want to work out because it's boring. Like let's say I put that, right? And then one of the scenarios that it tells you is, oh, Maria, how does it feel to be on the couch and not be able to move because you didn't decide to one day go for that 30-minute walk or something, you know? But it goes with the dark humor aspect, because sometimes one of the examples was like, here you are, Maria, you are a blob on the couch that can't get up with the huffing and puffing of just getting your remote. Like, so then it kind of makes you feel bad, but not to make you feel bad in an ugly way. It kind of puts that scenario on you so that it kind of clicks, and it kind of like makes you feel silly for the excuses you are putting to accomplish your goals, and maybe even the reality of what it would mean to not accomplish your goals. So I'm gonna link that down below and just play with it. It's really cool. Like any example you can think of, I think it works. Talking about consistent skincare routine, working out, eating healthier, waking up early, for example. So I think it's really funny. It's really good. Recommend. Thanks, Truthless. But you might be saying, girl, I do not give a fuck about discipline. But you are practicing discipline whether you realize it or not. If we look into relationships and friendships, one thing you're gonna learn in your 20s is that relationships and friendships success can depend on whether you text back, make plans yourself, or have the discipline to consistently reach out to people even when life gets hard. And I say this because it's so easy to get caught up on how life is lifing. So before, I could have been like, oh, why didn't they reach out to me? Why didn't they do this? If they wanted to, they would. Which I see where you're coming from. But if you wanted to, wouldn't you do it too? You know? And I have so many friends that I love and adore. But the reality is, we have busy lives. We are adults. We are no longer, like college freshmen all in the same campus with no, like, how do I say it? There's a difference in your responsibilities and your time that's really valuable when you are 18 and don't have a full-time job yet, And then when you are 24, 25, 23, 26, 27 and up and have a full-time job and have a lot more things going on, especially if you're still in school, especially if by now you have kids in the picture. So you can't really compare the both and say, oh, but we all have the same amount of time. Because I'm talking about time, I remember someone saying, you and Beyonce have the same 24 hours in a day. No, we don't. No, we don't. Miss Beyonce, I love you, girl. I love you. Love you. But no, Beyonce and you and I don't have the same 24 hours because, you know, I love using Beyonce as an example because love her. I'm a fan. And I'm not even gonna lie to you. When I am so lazy and I don't want to do anything else of schoolwork or anything, I go on YouTube and I'm like, let me give you an example. I go on YouTube and then I say, Beyonce inspirational, motivational video. Okay, so I am not a Beyonce hater. I love Beyonce. And I love her because she's so disciplined and hardworking and motivating and love her. But we don't have the same 24 hours in a day because people forget that the same 24 hours in a day are different for people depending on what resources they have, what money they have, what support system they have. And you and I both don't have personal assistants and $1 million. Just let me just call my bank to withdraw. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have that same thing. So you cannot tell me that Beyonce and I have the same 24 hours because we do not. Do I love Beyonce? Yes. Do I aspire to be as disciplined and hardworking as Beyonce and amazing and hot? Yes. But you have to also be very self-aware and realistic with yourself that you cannot compare yourself with other people when it comes to like accomplishing goals. Not because you cannot, not because you also can't accomplish those goals and go above and beyond, but we don't all have the same starting line. You know what I'm saying? So also give yourself a break, work hard, but also you can't get mad that Beyonce got more shit done in 24 hours than you did at the stage you are in your life right now. It's not gonna work. It's not productive. It's not productive. It can inspire you, but you cannot expect things to be copy-paste. You can't. You cannot. But speaking about work, I'm gonna say a couple things, okay? Because I'm gonna say a couple things. So if you are in a state in your life where it doesn't matter what age you're at, right? You want to get a certain job. Let's say it's the job you dream of. Depending on what job it is, common things could be build that resume, make that LinkedIn, apply even if you don't meet the requirements, because there's some people that are willing to train you. Luckily, I've been trained at the jobs I've been at, and then I've grown, you know. But I also want to tell you, one, don't tell yourself no. Don't be the one to give yourself the no before applying. Like, apply for that internship, apply for that externship, apply for that job. But don't not apply because you're saying, well, I'm not gonna get it, so why should I? No, you just gave yourself the no. Unacceptable. Apply. And I say that because I want you to dream big, accomplish big things that you yourself want to do, but don't be the one that's telling yourself, oh, I'm not capable of getting to that stage. You know why? Because a really good comparison, or sometimes that I think about of this scenario, is a parallel version of me is already living that reality. So Why can't I also accomplish that dream? Why can't I also step into that room, walk into that room, open that door, create that room, you know? So I'll say that. But another thing I do want to say is you also have to know when it's okay to just bounce, you know? And this might be controversial. If you know, you know, but there's a generational thing here. I am considered Gen Z, like year one, because I was born in 1997. But I have more millennial tendencies, work-wise, than my younger coworkers. So let me give you an example here. When I speak about jobs with my coworkers, we talk about how, well, I tell them in my experience, you know, I'm gonna stay in a job in an X amount of time, get my experience, and then go somewhere else. If things are bad, well, let me get that experience, at least that 1 year experience, and then I'm dipping. Because I was kind of like the millennial, like kind of generational thing that I was raised with. But then when I tell them about that, they're like, no ma'am, if I don't like my job, I'm gonna dip. I quit 2 weeks, 1 week, quit on the spot, I'm gone. But that to me is so, what's the word here? That to me is so like, do I want to say groundbreaking? Is that the word? Should I pull it out the source? That to me is so like, it's shocking, not in a bad way, but it's kind of like, holy shit, like, you literally said, I don't like it, bye, I deserve better, and you went ahead and went to do it. And I think it's a generational thing for sure, because like our like 97 kids and older, we're so accustomed to, well, experience counts, and you know, I have to like struggle through it, you know? But my younger Gen Z people, they're like, for what? Why? Don't you want more for yourself? And I think that's awesome. So I'm gonna use those two comparisons here to tell you, if your dream job is no longer your dream job, leave, babe, leave. But I will say, hold up, don't send in that resignation letter just yet. I will say, make sure you have a backup before you dip. You know, some people dip, don't have a backup, and it works out for them. I am too paranoid and anxious for that, so I would have a backup if I were to do that. But yeah, just don't allow yourself to be limited. Like, it's not worth it being somewhere where you're not happy, you dread it, it affects your mental health. It's not. But I also understand if you stay. Though I'm not gonna be hypocritical with you and be like, me. Because I understand why people stay too. I do. But in an ideal world and ideal scenario, I would want you to choose you, you know? Because I care about you. And I want you to care about yourself too. And fight for what you want. And be in the mentality of, I deserve better. And actually do the work to make that sound true with your words. Period. I'll drink to that. Overall, I want this year to be a really great year for you, for me, for us. And I want you to focus on some things. Don't be the first person to tell yourself no. That's not fair to you. Stop self-sabotaging, because you are deserving of this and so much more. Prioritize yourself, making plans for you. Like, literally, babe, if it means you're not getting your nails done this month because you're gonna get a massage, get that massage. If it means taking yourself out to a cute ramen date, do that. Solo dates, love them. Make time to hang out with your friends and loved ones, because at the end of the day, no one's going to give you your time back, and no one, absolutely no one, is gonna tell you, oh, let me fix your problems for you and prioritize your life for you and get your shit together for you. That's not how it works. It's not. But I wish you so much love. And, you know, I hope y'all liked this video episode for my YouTube viewers. And it's for my audio listeners. Hi babe, did y'all miss me being loud and obnoxious? Oh my god, I'll drink to that. But seriously, I hope this year has been good to you so far. Thank you so much for tuning in. Follow me on social media at brew and on my personal page at diosa_mars if you want to keep up with my daily shenanigans, because I do be posting my memes. I do be posting just chaotic bullshit that I find online. So if you want to sneak peek into that, go ahead and follow me. And again, if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, leave a 5 stars to enter the new year, because she's back. And if you're listening or watching me on YouTube, make sure you leave a like and a comment and let me know how are you doing so far this year. Do we think that she's gonna be our bitch or not our bitch? Or in other words, what are you doing to prepare to accomplish your goals? I like that question better. I do. I want to hear all about it. Thank you once again for tuning in this week. Love y'all. Besitos. Mwah.